Welcome back. Well, it's that time of year again. It's back to school, and kids and parents are feeling that growing anxiety about getting back into the routine of things. And the morning rush, the homework, the carpools, we're talking the works here. Here with some tips on how to deal with the back to school jitters is our good friend and psychotherapist, Cindy Crane. Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's emphasize that this is normal, right? To feel the anxiety and the stress. And it just doesn't stop with our students, but it's also with parents.
Yeah, I think any transition, even transitions that are good and we're excited about being back in school in theory, are stressful. So it's hard for everybody. The parents to kind of get into the new routine of earlier hours, for sure, our kids too.
Yeah, and just like, I guess, coming out of school into the summer, that was an adjustment. Different situation, different stress stuff, there, but then going into school as well. I mean, what are some tips that parents can keep in mind as we make that transition?
Right. I think it's really helpful to come up with a plan in advance, which is, what we all say we're going to do. But for example, don't start on trying to sign papers and get money and asking people to have their lunches on their first, morning of school. You want to make sure that you sort of set up a family plan. I think works super well, like on Sundays, is let's talk about what the week's going to look like. Make sure everybody's kind of got what they need. That can really help for no last minute surprises. That goes a long way towards minimizing initial stress. We don't want to start the day on a bad note.
Yeah, just make it easier. And I think it's a whole lifestyle change. You have to be committed to being organized. And like you said, meet on Sunday nights, have a family meeting. Hey, what needs to be done, and kind of plan ahead.
Yeah.
And let's also remind people that it's not just with the younger guys who have detachment issues or anything like
Not
that.
at
It's
all.
ranging even to college age students.
Oh, absolutely. I think, first of all, anxiety doesn't really, it doesn't really ever go away. It's going to come up situationally for all of us. I think it's important to just normalize it. It's normal to feel stressed out about a new situation, even if it's something you're already familiar with. For example, I have a client who's at college, and this is the second year that he's in college, and he's still really kind of freaked out about it, and we have to start over again and use some breathing exercises, some make sure obviously nutritional issues, and getting enough sleep. Across the board, we, as you know, Annie, do not get enough sleep.
I know.
So we really have to help our kids remember that. I know they're tired of us saying it, but we need to get enough sleep. And to that end, it's really helpful to have a no screens rule about an hour before bed.
Okay. That's pretty hard, especially nowadays with all the social media.
No
and
kidding.
internet.
They've got, this is my daughter and my son. They go to sleep with their cell phone until the last minute, wanting to text.
Yeah.
But it makes a big difference in our circadian rhythms while we're sleeping to be able to kind of wind down, drop into a deeper sleep so that we get the full, truly at least 8 hours of sleep.
And unfortunately, there are some that might have some severe anxiety issues. What are some symptoms that we should look out for, even in the younger children?
Right. So especially with younger children, but these symptoms I'm about to describe can happen in all people, but we can see stomach unrest. We can actually see vomiting.
Oh, my goodness.
Certainly like withdrawal from their peers. A lot of our children are so anxious they cannot contain it, and they'll project it on us. So they're creating arguments with us, they're creating arguments with each other. When it really escalates, though, is when we start to see that acting out behavior that's really getting in their way of being able to function as we and they need themselves to be.
Okay, so as we gear up for back to school in full force here, your best advice for parents?
Hunker down and hang in there. It gets easier within about the first week. You've got to get used to the routine. Give everybody a little bit of a break. And by all means, if there are any problems that continue over and above, seek the help of a professional psychotherapist. We can help.
Thank you so much, Cindy.
You're welcome.
As always, you're the best.